hell is this? Let's see here. Let's go here. And here. Change it to that. Wish I could make that bigger. Okay. That's in case the talking points, so to speak. I can't make that bigger, can I? No. Okay. Well, we'll have to put our glasses on if it looks like somebody commented on something. All right. So here we are working on this hot rod. All right, so we got this little basket that we're going to put at the top with a couple double machine guns on it. We're going to prime this black. We already glued these little AK looking things. Maybe they're RPKs, not AKs. Where's the black primer? Back here. All right. And let's not get something that's too small and not something that's too big. I really need a crash course in like cleaning all these brushes, cleaning all the extra stuff off the brushes. All right, let's put this on a little stickum, holds it in place. And this is going to take a little bit of time to dry. I'm going to try to not put this on super thick. And this is going to be a lower tier vehicle. I mean, it's a buggy. So it's only 6 points, has hot start, which is only 1 point. Honestly, I feel like that's too cheap, but I guess if you rolled a 1 on a hot start, you probably wouldn't think it's too cheap. Man, if you roll a 5 or a 6, you're in good shape. That means you can start in 5th or 6th gear, which means you can play that long ass straight right off the bat. Because the common denominator seems to be that if you're playing some kind of a death race, it's basically a death race to the first gate. Everybody's wanting to play bumper cars. I mean, I don't want to play that way. I want to get to the first gate and outdrive everybody. But I know how to drive. Good morning, Alex. But I feel like a lot of people were like, they're scared of driving, so they're like, well, let me get my hits in while I can. Joseph, welcome. This will take a little bit to dry. There's not much to do on this vehicle. I mean, it's pretty much already been done. I got to go rummage through the garage, and maybe we'll do a piece of terrain today too. Okay, I don't need any more. I don't need any more cars. I don't need any more cars. Says the person that has 200 more to do. No, I like them for variety. You know? I like them for variety. You know, or else why would you buy all these extra like weapons and stuff like that? Well, I only have 3 cars to do. I just have a bunch of extra weapons. I said, well, put them on something. Put them on something different. Okay, well now we gotta wait for this little guy to dry. Make sure that we got everything that needed to be gotten. Did we miss anything on here? Maybe something that needs to be reprimed. I'll tell you what, this could probably use some more. This soft plastic is kind of a problem to deal with sometimes. It's not a big problem, but I'm not used to things kind of getting unpainted just in the handling before you get to the other stages. And I'm going to go ahead and repaint the metal that's dry brushed onto the tire. Not that that's even visible, because when we do the weathering, we really go all over the tire. It's not visible, but I'm just kind of sitting here with this in limbo. So what did we decide this thing was? It's got 2 machine guns. Even if they're heavy machine guns, it would be 6. This is like a 13-point vehicle. So I need to make another 13-point vehicle so that, you know, if you drive this, you get 2 of them. You get 2 vehicles instead of 1. You know, I'm not super worried about the points, but I do like them as a nice little check and balance to make sure that you know, things are kind of equivalent somehow. Now, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do the black lining on here, which will take about a moment because there's hardly any black lining on here at all. And we'll use dark tone for that. Just a drop will do. And let's get a drop of water so we can thin it down if we need to. Did that thing freeze? Looks like it did. I got 1 comment after this one. Is this the autism stream? Well, it is now that you're here. I'm not autistic. I'm mentally handicapped. I was fine, and then the people that I work with is a contagion. Go cause trouble somewhere else, man. Oh, man. All right, so all we're going to do is we're going to go around this little door. And the graphics of the door, this might actually have a door that opens backwards. I think it does. I think it actually opens out like this. Don't open the door while you're traveling. Yeah, it's got the handle at the front. And I thought this was some kind of American Roadster, but apparently it's a Fiat. Fix it again, Tony. Well, I'm working on it. I got to build it before I can fix it. Should have a whole team of all Fiats. The Fix It Again Tony team. And at one point, I thought I was going to strip all these cars down and repaint them. That just takes way too long. It takes way too long, and then I would lose these flame graphics. Like, I wouldn't have cars with flames on them. I'm like, I'm not going to go back and paint that. I mean, I could do it. It's just a colossal waste of time. Good morning, Ben. Welcome to the autism stream, as somebody said. I had that guy last night. It's like, what are you doing? And I told him, he's like, oh, that's boring. I told my wife about that. That's like knocking on somebody's door. When they answer the door, they're like, oh, fuck, you guys live here. Oh, you're the one that knocked on the door, asshole. It's not knock on your flat. Oh, fuck, Ben, this is your place. Yeah, it is. Now go away. Man. I treat people like truck drivers. You get one chance to act out. You act out badly, you're gone. See ya. I'm not here. Your mom didn't pay me to babysit you. I expect people to act here, like let's have a good time together. Not working. You don't work weekends, do you, Ben? I did warn you the short streams would attract a few oddballs. It's fine. You get a chance, one chance. I don't take it personal. You know, with all the problems I got to deal with work, this is easy. Like, hey, I come here with open arms. You act out, you're gone. We'll laugh about it and see ya. Yeah, doing it the other way though, you don't get any visibility. You don't get any visibility. I mean, you'll be on here, the select few will be on here, but I'll be on here like 4 or 5 hours, and you'll get like 15 viewers. I'm like, that just doesn't cut it. Like, we could do better than that. I'm never going to be able to retire that way. We got to speed up the retirement, anyways. And you got to do live streams, dancing girls. There's one friend of ours that we know. I'm like, man, you need to get on the streams with me. I'll get a lot more viewers. Wouldn't be doing anything inappropriate, but just we know how some of you people are. And I'm not going to be one of those people like, hey, let me whore out my daughter. No, daughter's not on here. Sorry. Was that boring guy the same one as the bug eating dude? No, at least he didn't have. He also wasn't the same guy that pretended to be Adolf Hitler. Actually, I don't think the Adolf Hitler guy even said anything rude. He just showed up as a little mustachioed little guy, little icon with his name, and I'm like, you just can't come in here and just pretend to be Adolf Hitler, man. You got to work your way up. You got to do like Pinochet first, do a couple seasons of Pinochet, Franco, Mussolini, then work your way up to Hitler. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, the feed quality's pretty shitty. I wish I could do it through my computer, but It just, nobody watched it. And I've got this light here. Like, look how much better it is now. Actually, it made no difference. Sorry, folks. There's a lot of glare, and it's just because these lights up here are uber powerful. Let me show you. Yeah, I got these 4 LEDs like this in this room, and they just outshine everything. But I can almost paint here without this setup. What would happen? What happens if I turn this light off? Let me look at the screen. I hate giving you guys all that glare. I don't know that it's any better. Is that better for you guys? It's not any worse for me. What was that eyeball thing on the shelf? I gotta be careful what I have on my shelf. Eyeball thing. I don't think I have an eyeball thing. Let's see. Let's see who's up there. Let's see an eyeball thing. The red thing. Oh, the flamingo? Little flamingo dude? This guy? Yeah, this is a little stuffed animal there's a story behind that. When my daughter was 10, we went to this water park and I got it for her. And in one of the hotel stays, it disappeared. Like, we lost it. And I was like, I was pretty heartbroken because I kind of have a, sentimental attachment to things that I get for my daughter. And I want to say my birthday 2 years ago or a year ago. And it's not available anymore, so I couldn't just go out and buy another one. And my daughter found it on eBay and bought it. It's in safekeeping here. It's not going anywhere. There's just memories. It's just memories. Like, you see something. The same thing with the DBA, the little DBA plaques. Even though I don't have any of them up, it's just memories. Like, does it have any value? No. It's just like reminds you, like, oh yeah, it's a good time that I spent with my daughter or whatever. So I get called flamingo at work. You guys in Britain don't know what the hell a flamingo is. That's like me calling somebody a crumpet here. You crumpet. Due to my team's picture having a flamingo shower curtain in the background. Oh, you have a flamingo shower curtain? Wow. That's funny because I have the Queen Elizabeth all over on my shower curtain. Has value and it's all that matters. Exactly. Yeah, I get sentimental about stuff like that, And I don't go sleep with it. Although I did sleep with them when I was a kid. Not this one, but when I was, and I have a feeling that, here's personal information. I have a feeling that it probably has to do with losing my mom at a really young age, indirectly. Like, I don't even remember my mom. And I'm sure it's tied into that somehow. So, all right, are we dry yet, you son of a bitch? I don't know. I don't know that I would own an AK. I don't have any rifles, but I don't know about having a Soviet rifle. Just fuck those guys. It's different if I had like a World War II weapons collection, which I don't because they're not affordable for starters, and that's different. I'm just gonna, hey, what do you have? I got a commie weapon. Like, fuck you. Like, Well, I guess old Liz will keep you from spending too long in there. I know you guys in England aren't allowed to speak your mind anymore. But, she's got to be better than the guy you have now. That guy's just weird, man. All royals are weird, but he's extra weird. He just oozes inbreeding. Oh man, is this lighting any better, or is just like basically the same as before? All right, still might be a little dry. Let's go in here and kick the metallic color up a notch. We're gonna go to Iron Breaker. At least we had the current top dog chowing down on the old top guys. Oh boy, at least we haven't had the current top dog chowing down on the old top guy's hog. Oh boy, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, it could be worse. How long do you think he's going to last? I mean, the next guy coming, whatever. Now, whatchamacallit? What's her name? I can't think of Rose. Whatever. The Kate. Kate's cute. Kate's really cute. She's also like tall as fuck. And that's what happened when I went to London. Like I don't consider myself short. I don't consider myself tall. I'm above the average. I'm 5'11" or was 5'11" and shrinking. I don't know what that is in centimeters. You have to work that thing out. You know, go ask Napoleon how tall it is. He's the metric system guy. I'm metric friendly. I just don't have a concept of that stuff. But anyways, when I went to London, I felt short because there was a lot of tall. There was some 6'3". I guess the Dutch were in town. Man, there was some 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" people walking around. But I bet there's probably lots of people that would love to be a royal. I just want to be like, I want to do this and retired. Like I don't need to be famous. Just leave me alone and work. I want to play with my toys, you know. If you have heard recent rumors about Don and Bill, no, no, I don't listen to rumors. I really don't listen. I don't really listen to the news at all. It's just so full of bullshit. You know, they put everybody on every station and every venue puts out wrong shit just to try to get a rise out of people. And then they wonder, oh, why does everybody skeptical of what we put out? Because you're freaking crying wolf all the time. You know, they want you to hate certain people. I'm like, look, I already have a list of people I dislike. I don't need any help. Like, I don't need suggestions. Like, you might not like that guy over there because he's a certain color skin color. I'm like, I don't give a crap about that. I already have a list of people that I don't like based on what they did, regardless of what they look like. I think this is I think this is the perfect looking vehicle for Gaslands. I'm just surprised that it's a Fiat. Like, if you took every Fiat and took all the cubic centimeters of all of their engines and put them together in one engine, I don't think you could get an engine this big. Those little Fiats they have, they're like a death trap. Only thing that would be like better than is those damn smart cars. I got a guy across the street. I don't know what his thing is, but he's got 4 or 5 head of smart car, and he's always working on them. I should go over there and ask him, but I'm not really nosy. But it's just kind of odd. Like, why smart cars? Like the only person smart cars is like smart water. The only person that's smart is the one selling them and getting people to buy that stuff. Like that's a death trap. That's like getting into an accident with a Toyota Tercel and it whooping your ass, you know? Or what's smaller than that? A Honda Fit. A Honda Fit, which is a death trap. I mean, unless you're going, 15 kilometers an hour. Now, see, I'm not getting all the comments here. What do we got up here? Nope, I have. Yeah. What else does this little bastard need? Well, now this is probably dry. Okay, so we need the frame around it. I'm going to try to make it the same color as this. How durable is this going to be? It'll probably be fine once we clear coat it. I've seen people handle my cars and they've done a damn good job of it. Just be respectful. Shit happens. I tear up my own stuff. Just don't be like, ham-fisting crap. That's it. I had one guy, I mean, I'm never going to forget. I'm playing another game and playing another guy's stuff, and he literally took these 28 millimeter figures and like, can I move from here to there? And he's like, yeah. And he just took them all like in a big clump and just dropped them. I'm like, no. And I'm never going to forget that guy. Like you're now officially the dickhead that drops things. You just grab them and just drop them in a clump. Like, that's somebody's figures, man. Not cool. You say there'd be a film? Yes. Yes, there will be. Don't expect any high quality. Because unlike DBA, we're going to have to move the camera. And I don't have a cameraman. And I'm probably not going to do it live, only because to do it live, I've got to do it on a mobile feed over there, and I can't use the computer. He doesn't have, I can't pipe into his internet. And I mean, we can do it here, we can do it live, but I'm not ready to invite a bunch of people over here to trash my place. That in the holidays, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got people that are living with us. I mean, it's people that we know, so they're staying with us for a couple weeks. And we've just got a lot of stuff happening during the holidays. So it'll probably be not live, but not heavily edited. That's just a waste of my time, Come on. You can do it. Thank you. Maybe a little bit. All right. We've had enough of your kind. You snotling. This is an old paint. It's an old paint. I've probably used it once before. It probably sat on a shelf a long time before I ever got it. And it hasn't been right since. What a piece of crap. Yeah, this old paint is it's got parts of it that are too wet and parts of it that are too dry, and they don't get along. And parts that are grainy. But it's a color I don't use enough to replace it. And it's got a mixing bowl. There it is right there. Sitting on its ass. I think I got enough of it out. We should be able to move forward with it. Yeah, usually there's like a clump of like thick paint at the top. It's not. The watery paint's there. I got something I can mix it with, but Can't do that right now. It makes too much noise. As live, I think they call it in TV land. TV Land is a channel here in the States that shows a bunch of like old reruns. Not that I watch live TV. That just sounds disgusting. Just, hold on, let's stop what we're doing to watch this show that the powers to be decided we need to watch right now. Like, fuck that. I'm not going back to that. I do watch television, but I don't really watch it by myself. And it's a team sport. And we don't watch it live. You know, there's some shows that we're watching as a family, and the daughter's in college, so, you know, we're waiting for her to come back and, you know, binge watch them kind of thing. Let's see. Let's make sure how we're doing okay on that color. Oh, yeah, that's where we need to be. So we'll paint all of this like it belongs together. I've lost count on how many cars I have. First of all, I haven't made the cards on like about 10 vehicles. And I'm going to be hating life. That takes a long time. I need the wife to give me pointers on how to make a, what do you call it? Template for Excel. Now, I use Excel every day a lot, but, you know, I use it for what I use it for. Not, you know, exploring the other 90% of the software that I don't use it. And so what I did is to create a template. I figured out how big it was going to print, and then just made the cells a certain size. And it's weird because the vertical size isn't the same as the horizontal one. So I'd get something that looked like boxes. You know, so basically I'm using it as graph paper, so to speak. You know, okay, I want this box to be here, and, you know, so that you have the card. I think the card makes the gameplay better than having vehicles that look like the actual vehicle. So in other words, I'd rather play this vehicle not modified, without any guns, just right out of the box, but have a card for it that represents all the stuff that it has, than have this modified and not have a card, or, you know, handwrite it. Like, that doesn't work. The visual appeal of having that card is great, and it's easy to find. Okay, which vehicle is it? It's the one that has the fucking picture on it that looks like this, and it's also color coded. So in other words, this will be a bluish type background for that vehicle. I think that was instrumental, at least for my enjoyment. And I've given up I'm not buying the little hazard tokens. I ended up getting this the other day. Should work fine. We're using this stuff anyways. I just want them all the same, and these are smaller. So these are hazard dice. So you'll just have one of these, and when you get the 6, you know, time to spin out, pal. So 36 should be enough. I don't think we'll be playing with more than 36 cars at once. And here's the problem. Oh, we brought it over to my paint area. No, I'm being encroached by things. All right, I'm just going to, we're going to hand paint this like this. And if we don't like it, we'll give it a dark wash or something. At this point, I'm past the point of like, I don't know how this is going to turn. I'm like, just paint, dude. Just paint. I've turned out so many things that have turned out so much better than I ever thought they would. I'm just like on autopilot. Like that whole analysis paralysis for painting these vehicles is like, that's gone. I don't know that I had much of it, but I had somebody on the Gaslands group Facebook page contact me and say, "Hey, are you the guy who made DBA videos?" I'm like, "Yep." I was like, "Oh man, I used to love watching those." And he goes, "Wimp Wars." I guess he liked Wimp Wars. I have a way, I've already told Mitch about this. We're going to find a way sometime down the road of being able to implement blind general in this game. Somehow. Somehow. Like you roll the skid dice and you're like, all right, let me do one of these, and you don't know what else you have. Somehow we're going to implement that. Because that's just going to be fucking hilarious. That's pretty fucking close. No fucks given. Welcome back. I think you were here last night, or somebody that took your name. Thanks, man. Now go make your own. I'm here to inspire you. Hopefully. Make things seem easy. It is. Sometimes you just gotta jump in. You gotta jump in, and if it doesn't turn out well, then fix it until you're happy with it. This is a lot easier than whatever it is that you do for a living. Or whatever the hell I do for a living. And this is the land where everything goes right. Get all that goopy goop off there. You're working on a Chevy Colorado. It's done. Looks like a dirt track car, kind of. Yeah. What kind of paint do you use? Well, this particular one, I wanted to color match it. And the glare is just, hopefully it works for you guys. Let me move this out. We don't need a coffee spill. Let's see how I did here. You can't see. You can't see. The problem is the light is here. It needs to be this way. But this is Vallejo Dark Prussian Blue, and I mixed it with some Iron Breaker just to give it metallic, to match it up. It doesn't have to be an exact match. It just needs to be close. Actually, it's closer than this one that I did. I'm going to give this thing another coat. There we go. One of my favorite things to do is this, what I call the color matching. Years of mixing this stuff is just like, it's second nature. Look at that. It's like the fucking same color. Unbelievable. Like I said, it's close. It just needs to be close enough. Like, this, whatever body style, this car, the backstory of this imaginary car, they had this car and it was this color, and then they wanted to soup it up with all this stuff. And they're like, okay, well, we need to add a wing. Well, can we paint it the original color? Well, they don't make that color anymore. Fuck. So that's like, well, let's make one that's close by. All right. So they did it, and they found it, and that's good enough, I mean, you can, if you have a car, a real car in 1-to-1 scale, and you buy it 5 years ago, and say it's red, and it gets into a wreck that's not major, they do some body work on it, and you want to repaint it the same red, it will not look the same. It will not look the same. It's like been weathered, shit happens. Same thing here. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll be close enough. I don't think I need to get to anything inside, so I'm to the point where I'm probably going to go ahead and oh shit, that fits right over that like that. Well, you got guns shooting like right here. I'm going to attach it to the top of this roll cage. That'll raise the height on it a little bit. Let's fire up the hot glue gun. Yeah, this is flexible. If I use super glue, it's not going to glue as well. Hot glue gun. Epoxy would really do the trick. But they have spectrometers that scan the paint in computers, tell you what ratios to mix. Huh. Oh, what did you say? Hold on a second here. Sorry. Yeah, it won't be exactly the same due to age, weather. Yeah, this is working pretty well. I really enjoy doing the mixing of the stuff. You know, when you add the overweathering, it all looks together. When we add the drippings, it all looks together. But this is a really cheap point vehicle. So all the vehicles I've done usually fall into the 27 point category. Why 27 points? It just worked that way. Okay, if you could take a 27 point vehicle and add more points to it, but you can't add more weapons because they use up weapon slots. But you can give them grenades and stuff like that, but they're never gonna survive a wreck because the more grenades and ammo things you have, the more likely that they're going to explode and turn into flying bits. But 90% of my vehicles fall into the 27 point category. And the reason for that is like, okay, we're going to play a game. Everybody gets two 27 point vehicles, draw them randomly. Like, you don't have to worry about that. And they're not built stupidly. It's not like, okay, I got a flamethrower and mines, and that's all you have. I mean, they're built with a theme, with a purpose to somewhat be competitive with each other. Now, they may not be, depending on what situations they find themselves in. Like, you might have a vehicle that has a bunch of front mounted weapons, and you're in the lead, and everybody's behind you. Well, don't go win in the race then. The imaginary car is a 38 to 48 Fiat toppling. You mean Mussolini could have been driving around in this thing? Yeah, this thing, whether it's right or wrong, says it is a Fiat 500C. I didn't know that. Like I said, if you took all the Fiats and put all the cubic centimeters of all their engines together, I don't know that you would get an engine this big. I mean, Fiats are notoriously underpowered. This thing looks like it would, take off in a moment, but that's why this also has the hot start skill. And the hot start skill, basically at the beginning of the game, you get to roll one die, and that's the gear you start in, assuming that the car can be in that gear. Now, this happens to be a buggy that can go up to 6 gears. So whatever you roll, if you roll a 5 or a 6, that means the very first move, you can put a long straight down. You could just take off. But it doesn't have a lot of damage points. It can only take 6 damage. So if somebody that's behind you with a big ram can hit you and you're out of the game immediately. But this is a really cheap vehicle, so you might get two. You might get two vehicles instead of this. This is going to be like a 13 point vehicle. I never played Twisted Metal. I believe Twisted Metal is a PlayStation only, and I don't have a PlayStation. I have an Xbox. So, but everybody's played Twisted Metal. I probably would have played Twisted Metal. The only game that's a Car Wars type game that I played was this game called Interstate 76. It came free with my Mario Andretti racing wheel that I got circa 1999. And I played it a fair bit. The graphics, I mean, I'm not a retro gamer. Like, I've suffered through EGA graphics. I don't need to relive them. Like, I would never play something like Minecraft or anything like that. Stuff that makes me wonder if I have my glasses on while I'm playing it, Like, I've done all that. But I looked at it the other day, recently, and I'm like, man, that looked like a melted asshole. But that's what we had back then. That's the only Car Wars type game I've played. Look at that. That looks pretty freaking cool. It's going to be a cool vehicle. It's going to be a cool vehicle. You know what? All the vehicles I've built, I think, are cool vehicles. It's like, let me build something and make it look shitty. No, that's not the point. Even the shitty looking vehicle, the crumpled car, the crumpler, that might end up being the name for it, is going to look cool. That might even be the coolest vehicle. The one that's a legitimate wreck. I don't mean one that's going to use as a wreck, like the vehicle's wrecked. I thought I primed it. I thought it was here primed, but I can't find it. I can't find this thing. where the hell it is. It's basically a squished car. It's here somewhere. Anyways, that's going to look like trash, but you know. What are these cars you build used for? Board game? Monopoly, yeah. Is Monopoly a game? This right here. I'm warning you, the video's reversed. Sorry. Gaslands Refueled. It's basically a Car Wars type game. So, there's a lot of content on the internet for it. Okay, this thing should be glued because it's a hot glue gun and it works immediately. All right, we have these AK looking weapons and we have a little bit of over paint on them. So let's get the black out. Let's kill this. We have tons of these. Every other day I get a new one, so it's like, you know. Let's get the black out. I don't know if I'm traveling, but the day after Thanksgiving would be a great day to do a painting session where all I'm doing is painting black cars, because it'll be Black Friday. But I think I won't be in town. I do stupid shit like that. Just like I always do a St. Patrick's Day painting thing. I don't know why. I'm not even Irish. I don't have anything against the Irish. I'm just not Irish. But I always seem to do a St. Patrick's Day painting thing. Yeah, check it out, man. There's some cool stuff. And while you're checking out stuff, don't forget to check out 3D Bot Maker, because that puts everything else to shame. A new video dropped yesterday, and I watched it at lunchtime, and I'm like, that just puts me in a great fucking mood, just watching that shit. And if you don't know what that is, this is this guy in California that actually, like, races Hot Wheels cars on a track, you know, so it's downhill only. But the video quality of it is incredible. And he announces it all like it's a real race. And it is literally the best thing on the internet. I don't think there's anything better on the internet than that. It's pretty amazing. It's called 3D, like, you know, third dimension, Bot Maker, all one word. Get him to 1 million subscribers. He's like at 900. I don't know the guy. I'd like to if I was in if he lived in Florida instead of, you know, on that other coast. Puts a lot of effort into that. A lot of effort. It's fucking hilarious. It is hilarious as shit. Guinness, Jameson, and green beer. I don't think I've ever had green beer. Jameson, yeah, we've had Jameson. Yeah, I used to stock Jameson. Sound like a bar. And you stock Jameson? I so rarely drink. I so rarely drink, but that's because I'm not allowed to drink at work. Otherwise, I drink all the time. Get home, I don't need to drink now. Bro, the tracks I used to build 25, 30 years ago across the whole house were epic. Yeah. Well, you'll definitely like that, man. If you don't know who this guy is, you'll be like, man, where's this guy been my whole life? Check him out. It's freaking amazing. He's got demolition derbies. He's got the off-road one he's doing now. He's got King of the Mountain stuff. He's got Ferrari tournaments, Mustang tournaments, all kinds of different stuff. Halloween thing. I mean, the guy's just prolific. And the effort that goes into editing those videos is tremendous. It's really something. My wife can't stand it because she doesn't like people that talk over things, you know, like announcers and stuff. But I don't either. I don't watch any sports stuff, but his content's amazing. Yeah, that's his name. Yep. Yep, look it up on YouTube, and and go grab some popcorn. I don't suggest you just start watching them. Like pick one series and like watch it all the way through. I mean, it's professional, but you know the guy from what I understand, that's what he does for a living is he does video editing stuff. So, you know, like it'd be like me, like if I had to do something like painting all this stuff would be easy because that's what I do. I'm a painter, but video editing just would take me a lot longer to do. And I don't find joy in it. I don't find joy in it. You know, like when I film a video, as soon as I know it's filmed, I get like this antsiness to like, okay, I got to put it out there so people can see because you know, like I've seen it, like it's been done, like let's show it to people, and I'm like, okay, let's get it out, let's get it out, let's get it out, you know. All right, if this was an AK, I am not going to paint. Yeah, I guess I am going to paint the wood on it. All right, so that's going to be metallic, and that's going to be metallic, and the top of it is also metallic, and this is all metallic. And even though you don't need a handle or anything wooden to hold on to because it's back up there, you're not just going to take them down and start hosing people. Yeah, no, it's something else, man. Thank me later. I don't know how I found it, but I found him 4 or 5 years ago, whatever, and it's incredible. It's my favorite thing to watch. It's my favorite thing to watch. You know, he has all these like behind the scenes things if you subscribe. I just don't believe in subscribing to people for money. Like that's cool that people want to do it. I don't want to take people's money. You know, if you like my content, that's cool. Subscribe to me for free. Take Google's money, right? They got plenty of fucking advertising money. You know, I don't want to take people's money directly. Although, if you want to pay me, you know, part of a large percentage of my salary, I'll be your painting bitch. But it doesn't work that way. Nobody's got that kind of money. That's why I scroll through these live videos because sometimes it's hard to find cool shit. Yeah, yeah. I don't know the guy. Hopefully, he's not a communist. He's not a true communist. If he was a true communist, he'd like you know wouldn't have anything. All right, let's see. Let's look at an AK-47. What it looks like. AK-47. I fired one once. I just don't remember where the wood is on it. Images. And I want to get it right. Okay, it does go all the way to the top. Okay, I know it's at the bottom, and then it has a cover on the barrel on the top part. All right, cool. Then we will make sure that it has that. Let's grab a color like this one. Yeah. This is what we're going to use as the base brown for it. This is the New Vallejo with the squishy bottles I don't like because it seems like a cheap water bottle. You know, it's like when you buy a water bottle that, you know, an Aquafina or something like that, right? Has one thickness. And then you go and get the Walmart brand, the Sam's brand water, and it's like am I going to be able to reuse this? Like it's all crackly and stuff. My favorite are the demolition derbies that he does. And people like submit cars to him. Like, I'm not going to submit car. Like people like custom cars and paint. I'm like, I'm not submitting a car with custom paint that you're going to crash into another car. I'm like, no. But he sets up like a train layout. That's the best way to describe it. Like a HO scale train layout of like a diorama, and like he'll race around that stuff. And there's other people that have stuff like that. And no disrespect to them, but they suck compared to his. I'm sure that's not his intention. Let me make these videos and make everybody else's video look like shit. No, no, no. But it's really, really cool. Okay, that part is wooden. So now we will bring it up a notch. What's the base? It's acrylic. I don't use any enamels. I don't even prime with enamels. I don't even seal with enamels. I used to, and then they got too toxic smelling. So I've always painted with acrylic since about 1986, 85, 86. They're just a lot better than they used to be. And you got a lot of options. And I'm not particular to one brand. I've got most of them are Viejos because I bought the whole series is when I turned in a bunch of stuff for that I sold on eBay a long time ago. I like the eyedropper thing, and I like their paint. So I ended up getting like basically like every paint that they made at the time. Now they've added all kinds of paints. I've got some AK paints. I've got old Games Workshop paints that still Series 1. I still have some of these. I've got the new Games Workshop paints that I really like the Games Workshop the best for like the metallics. They just flow really smooth. I use craft paints. I use all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Let's flip this thing around. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot. And all these that have holes in them, they're down here somewhere. Use these Army Painter washes. These things are phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't get this in one afternoon. It was just kind of it just kind of happened. It just kind of happened. All I did was sold things I wasn't using anymore and then put the money right back in a hobby. And I don't have to read. I mean, some colors, like for instance, let's see, like here's the greens. Like, okay, you're not going to use all those. Some of these blues, when the hell am I going to use blues if I'm playing like tanks and stuff? Like never. So they kind of like go bad. The grays here. But the ones that are like in this zone are the ones that end up getting replaced a lot, the chocolate brown and things like that. Reds actually you get used quite a bit, but they're all good. They're all good. And now there's several local places that actually I can go and get them if I need a replacement for them. But I'm not particular to one brand. My favorite of all are these, and they're not available here in the States in a store that I can walk to. And this is Cote d'Arms, and these are supposedly the same guys that made the first generation Games Workshop paints. And they don't have a huge amount of colors, but these colors are fantabulous. But every paint has a problem. Every paint has a problem. You'll find paint like this that's great, but the little hinge on the back likes to break, and the little knob on the front likes to break, so you can't open them easily. Sometimes some of the Viejos that I've had a long time have the actual nozzle that dry rots from being old, so they don't work great. Every one of them has an issue that keeps them from being like the best one. The craft paint, some of them cover well, some of them don't. But at the end of the day, the little mechanism here is a problem because you end up getting paint on yourself, and then you have to make sure you don't grab something else, and now you got green paint on that other thing. Just little things like that. But all water cleanup, all of them. I used to use Nuln Oil for my dark washing stuff, and then they changed the formula and it got shitty. And now I use the Army Painter Dark Tone. And I even picked this up to figure everybody's a fanboy of this stuff. Panaline accent color from Tamiya. I'm a big Tamiya fan, but this is an enamel product. And it's stinky and doesn't work any better than this. And it's enamel, so it can actually like wake some other things up, right? Because acrylic, you don't wake things up with acrylic. Like you put acrylic down, it dries. You put acrylic on top of that, it doesn't reanimate it. And enamel stuff can reanimate other things. So I don't know why I have that. I should just give that to somebody. But there's fanboys to everything. There are people that are like, oh, just like politics or or anything else. There's people that are just like, oh, I'm all behind my one guy or my one product, and they never do any wrong. And I'm like, no, there's things aren't quite like that. So I love Tamiya models. I mean, but their products I'm not a huge fan of. Or that particular product. Their paints were, I would say, they were they were a big deal when I discovered them in the late '80s. When I discovered them, yeah, but when I was using them in the late '80s. But they're difficult to work with compared to this stuff, you know. Francois, welcome. The Frenchman that's not French. Oui, oui. All right, just paint a pair of AKs on the roof of this thing. And they may end up being not machine guns but heavy machine guns in this game. Whatever. You got to unclench a little bit. Well, those things only fire 7.62 by 39. That really shouldn't be a heavy machine gun in the whatever. Now, this one actually came with the windshield solid, and it was chrome. It was a complete chrome shield. Like, there's a guy in there using it to like look at a nuclear blast or something like that. So there's no chance of it being clear. Let's paint that black and see if we're going to do anything with that. Let's see. I don't take lightly to being threatened. Do this or whatever. I'm like, I don't go to your house and tell you what to do. Man, you really need to get out of mom's basement. It must be people that don't have jobs or have a job that's just too candy ass easy. Because I don't want to cause any problems when I'm not at work. Like I'm exhausted. Now you think about it. The people that live in neighborhoods, and there's exceptions, but the people that live in neighborhoods that are have a lot of vandalism and stealing and ruckus are probably living with a lot of folks that don't have jobs or are delinquents and don't have anything to fucking do. Like the rest of us that like go to work, like, man, we're tired. You know, like we don't want to cause any problems. All right, I don't know what I'm going to do with that window. It's not really important. I have lots of black windows tinted out. Like, oh, this guy's going to get arrested. He's got a legal tint. Am I single? No. Oh man, we got all the people coming out now. Okay. So at this point, what we need to do is we don't even need for it to dry that much because we're not going to get any in the windshield. I'm going to go ahead and weather this, and then we'll do the drippings, and then we'll figure out if we're going to do anything to the window, if at all. I don't think that it really needs it. So let's get out the colors. Abby trying to holler. Send me pics. Oh man. What if it's a gamer chick? I am not into gamer chicks. I've seen what they look like. Ooh. I don't speak Cyrillic. I'm sorry. It looks cool. I just don't know what it is. All right. Chocolate brown it is. So we're going to put some Vallejo chocolate brown. I use the color triad. Chocolate brown, U.S. field drab, and Iraqi sand. And that's right out of Flames of War. I just took one of their suggestions one day, and it's been ahead ever since. All right, we'll get this nappy-headed brush. Let's get this here, and we're going to use this darkest one first. Still going to get most of it off. I'm going to try to avoid most of these pipes and stuff. We still want them to look like they're somewhat shiny. Yeah, I like to weather these things like they're for a dirt track and they can also be for a not dirt track. Like I don't want like, okay, well, we got to use this one because this one's weathered for dirt. We got this one that's not, I don't want to get into all that. I do have some mats we can use for arid environments, but the factory floor looking one looks so much better. The people that made that, I don't know who the heck made it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And what's really amazing is basically like a mouse pad. But the thing is that this mouse pad material, you could fold it like literally in fold it all up in a small size, and the folds don't show. I don't know what it is. Maybe they went out of business. The damn product was so good. Okay, so it's going to kick up down here in the back. I don't know, there's like a parachute or other because this is supposed to be a dragster. Well, there's a dragster car type in this game. I haven't built one yet. I gotta use one that looks really easy to break, because that's what's gonna happen with a dragster. It's gonna, the first turn, and it's gonna be a lawn dart into the crowd. They have a skill in the game called jet engine. Basically, it's it's a perpetual nitro that they have to hit every single turn, every single impulse. That's that's a problem. That's akin to a jet on a runway. All right, we don't want to go crazy because there are two other colors we need to weather, but just enough that it looks like it kicked up this old mud, so forth. Good morning, Mr. Barnes. Uh-oh. Maybe we'll have to epoxy this down. Well, you know what? Left some hot glue gun, and we have kind of a frame now for it to go. Let's try using the super glue now. And we're going to use the fast acting one, wherever it is. Uh-oh, where's that from? That from like the Teletubbies or something? I remember people used to hate the Teletubbies. There's so much worse stuff out there than that. At least the little vacuum cleaner guy's cute. Naughty Nunu. Should name one of these things. Naughty Nunu. What color is Naughty Nunu? Blue? Well, this one already has some kind of a name. Burnout something or another. Blue burnout or burnout something. Yeah, this particular vehicle, I saw it the other day in the junkyard. We'll call it the junkyard, the used car shop. And we needed to salvage this little guy. I don't really like 1930s looking roadsters, but I like this one. All right, middle tone, U.S. field drab. SpaghettiOs? I think Deep Cut Studios make the Gasland mat. Do they still make them? Whoever made this one, and I don't remember who it is well, I got it like 7 or 8 years ago. I should probably get the it's amazing. The detail on it it's absolutely gorgeous. I could spend a lifetime trying to paint a factory floor to look like that. Wouldn't even come close. So whatever artist they have doing it needs an award named after them. Deep Cut Studios. I have to look them up. Yeah, they have the other one that's the dirt one that has like a figure eight or something like that. I just decided to get at the time everybody was getting that one. I'm like, all right, I'll be different and get the factory one. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use I've seen pictures of anybody using the factory one, the industrial looking one. Now we'll start adding some of these things up here. You're mat hunting this week and noticed a few. Well, after having a bad experience with mats, and it sounds like I had a better experience than some people did with that guy. Which is, I say this all the time. Look, I've probably, in ordering my 15 millimeter ancient stuff and my World War II stuff and anything else I've done hobby related, I would say half of my purchases or more have been with people in the United Kingdom. And I've always had better service from United Kingdom people than domestic folks. It's like people here like have like a chip on their shoulder, like, yeah, you'll get it when you fucking get it. And with the exception of two people in the United Kingdom, I've had stellar service. And and back in the day, meaning before it was ridiculous to order things from overseas. The exchange rate, the exchange rate is what the exchange rate is. So like if something from the United States costs $5 to ship it, it's $7.50 or $7 from the UK. Pretty damn reasonable, right? Like no problem. And just I would get it within a week. And with the exception of these two folks, one of them, I'm gonna put them both down to them being incompetent, maybe not being nefarious, although it's questionable whether one of them was nefarious or not, based on their experience with other folks or other folks' experience with them. I've had really good service from people in the UK. It's like they understand, like, look, this is like a niche business, and we need to keep these few people that come to get this niche product happy. Unless you're like a fucking asshole or something like that. They're like, okay, well, because some people just can't be pleased, right? But like if you're a good customer and you order from them, that's why when I order stuff, I want to do an unboxing video. I want to give people the credit. Like, look, here is somebody who provides stuff for our hobby, and go do business with them, because if they're not around, then you're not going to be able to buy their stuff. They don't ask me to do it. I just kind of do it. It's like my part to kind of keep them around. And other than these two folks, the Mac guy being one of them, and then he ended up leaving a lot of people in the lurch. I guess somebody bought his company and realized that, there's all these outstanding issues that the guy didn't tell me about when he bought it. So with the exceptions of that guy, who is he? Tiny War Games UK, which eventually got resolved, even though it took 13 months. And Minifigs, which eventually got resolved, even though it took 4 or 5 months. I've had nothing but great service from people from the UK. Got an apology from John at GZG. Okay, what's the game? What's GZG? For your order taking more than 2 days to arrive. A true gentleman. Well, that's just extreme. He just doesn't have enough orders. Well, that's good. GZG. Game Zone Games. Ground Zero Games. Okay. Yeah, I've always ordered stuff from the UK. Always. It's a land of toys. Like, where else would you get it from? What, these jackasses over here that do everything in 28 millimeter? 28 millimeter this and 28 millimeter that and 28 millimeter. I'm sure there's somebody like me that's like in Britain going, fuck, damn GHQ ripping us off with all the shipping. Like, I don't do GHQ stuff anymore. Like, they're no good to me. All right. For the final detail, Iraqi sand. Well, my order from my next 3D printed stuff from Creepy Hero, what's it called? Creepy Hero something or another. Creepy Hero Studios should be here next week. So we'll see. I specifically did not order from the same folks that I just ordered, that I got this stuff from. Not because their stuff sucks, but I got one of everything that they made. And I'm not going to reorder, but I think I should try other people before I reorder the same guy. You know what I mean? Because there's other stuff out there. Now, everything I ended up getting from Switchyard Studios, I was really happy with. I was actually more than happy with it, especially after it painted. Their stuff paints really well. I like their materials and really happy with the results there. So unlike miniatures, a lot of these 3D painters, a lot of these 3D printers for Gasland stuff are domestic. Thank goodness. Because the shipping is killing me. I mean, there's some great 3D printers that are in the UK. They're just not affordable. They're just not affordable. I need a few bits for a Matchbox stuff, wheels especially. I'm not a big wheel changer. I've only have one vehicle that I've actually changed the wheels it came with. I just don't. I just haven't found the need to do that yet. Actually, it's Hassenpfeffer, the rabbit that has the wheels off the Land Rover. I'm going to leave this windshield black. All right, let me put glasses on and step away from it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now we need to add Tony's tones. Light tone, mid brown, soft. And I went to rebuy these last weekend, and I don't know what the new equivalent is. I mean, I know that when they reformulated these Fanatic, dark tone became dark tone, and strong tone became strong tone. They didn't change, but these other ones are completely different. And I haven't, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get colors I don't already have. Not because they would suck, but I want kind of like the equivalent. Okay, like what's the new soft tone called? I think soft tone may still be the same, but mid brown's no longer mid brown, and light tone's no longer light tone. Must have offended somebody. Like, oh, you kid, I don't know. Need a few bit, yeah. So I asked the people behind the counter. They didn't know shit. Typical. Didn't know shit. Didn't want to know shit. That's the new generation. They don't question anything. They're like, they go back and get in their furry costume. People at game stores are fucking weird, man. They're weird. It's okay to be like an individual or stuff like that, but like, man, you just. My daughter won't go. My daughter won't set foot in a store. I mean, these people are. I told her these people are harmless. They never even kissed a girl. And like, they're just fucking weird. Weird. Don't bathe. Not everybody. I'm just saying, just way too many. Should have a whole Fiat team. Fix it again, Tony. And you go make another vehicle for my British team. My British team that only has, oh, we got Jeeves here. We should do Jeeves next. A little Morris, what's it called? A Morris Saloon something or another. Cute little dark green little bastard. Your daughter won't get one either. Yeah, it's, and it's not about being nerdy. Look, we're all nerdy. Even people that are into sports are nerdy, right? We get excited about stuff that, hey, it's good. It's either that or you're an alcoholic, right? And this is a lot better than that. But man, take a fucking shower. I mean, if you're not showering every day, something wrong with you, man. You need to shower every day, use deodorant, try to look the best you can with what God gave you and what you've done with yourself, right? Like, try to look presentable. You look at some of these folks like, man, how do you guys ever have a job? And they do. Like, I mean, who would have hired somebody to look like that? I'm old school. Like, I'm all for people being individualistic and not, but some trends don't make you look better. I'm just going to say that. So, and it's funny. I went to Spain. When I went to Spain, I'm like, oh, let's see what the game shops are here. Same weirdos are there. She went to Fiasco at Leeds last month with us and had no issues with any of the smellies. What's up, Justin? Happy Saturday. I have not been in environments where I've smelled many of the people lately. They just look just fucking shoveled. Yeah, there we go. And these little rusty drippings here. Waiting for somebody to get offended. Why are you putting guns on your car? I'm like, because it keeps me from killing people in real life. Like I do all my violence on the board. I'm like a pacifist in real life. But 1/64th scale, I'm a serial killer. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, this country was founded around violence. I do. I like playing violent games. You know? It's not going to affect me. I've already decided this is who I'm going to be, for better or for worse. Yeah, I guess I probably need to watch Mad Max at some point. I tried watching the original. It was a little too dated. I waited too long to watch it. It's a rated R movie. How the hell am I going to see a rated R movie when I'm a kid? Let's see if I can. Well, that's not going to help. Yeah, the glare is just brutal here. See if I can get it somewhere that. Let's try this. If that's any better. The red truck turned out really well. Let's see. That's where the lighting needs to be. I need to buy me a light that comes from that direction. Problem is that's in the corner. I don't think I can get one there. Red Dead Warhead. And this is a cheap ass looking truck. To begin, it looks a plasticky looking truck. Yeah, I saw this in the junk pile. I'm like, this is a Gaslands vehicle. This is a Gaslands vehicle. I don't know, we don't know exactly what it's called yet. Something burnout. Well, the funny thing is it's got a B/G. So I'll get my chat GPT and like, okay, give me a name that the second part of it is a G. Burnout, Gaslandier. No. Anyhow. Yeah, so this is going to have the skill of what's it called? Hot pockets. No, hot start. Hot start. So if you roll a die, that's the gear you start in. And if you get a 5 or 6, that's what you want to get. So you can get away from the pack before they start rear-ending you. Unless you're into that sort of thing. Okay, so this guy's, I don't know how long it took to do this thing, but I mean, once I get them disassembled and primed and a brown wash, it takes no time to finish them. I mean, it's like literally very, very quick. Very, very quick. So this will be sprayed. So now we're up to 2 being sprayed. So I got to spray 2 plus the Rex. And we got a lot of car sheets to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to take forever to do. So I'm getting really close to 50 cars. Okay, well, I'm not going to let that stop me. What else we got here? What else we working on? Well, we got this guy right here. This is the one we actually repainted. Let's do this guy next. It was dark blue and had a huge Hot Wheels logo on it. I'm like, all right, we're gonna repaint this thing. The dark blue wasn't a problem. It's just it had this huge logo, and I feel like this thing should be rusty looking. And by the way, I need to find that one that's crushed. I had that crushed looking car. I don't know where the hell that guy is. I think I'm gonna start putting these things together. I'm gonna start putting these guys together. All right. Let me make myself some room here. These have all been taken apart, clear coated with flat, and had a brown wash on them. Okay. Oh, here's Jeeves. Let's put all these parts together. All right, this is the interior to Puddle Hopper. And the bottom of the Puddle Hopper is this boat thing. And she has these little wheels that it rolls on, even though it doesn't really need those. So we'll put this with this. Swamp Commander. Swamp ass. Okay. So this is Puddle Hopper. All right. This is the bottom to this guy. And I'm surprised this thing has an interior. This is supposedly like a Hot Wheels Happy Meal thing. Well, I don't think it's Hot Wheels, but it's a die-cast Happy Meal toy. How did you crush up those cars? I missed that session. So the problem with crushing cars is, let's take this truck as an example. If I wanted to crash this truck, the thickness of the metal on this vehicle is like the armor on the battleship Yamato. You're not going to be able to crumple it enough. So what I ended up doing was a mallet, and I have a mallet on the other end that has a point on it, And the point actually was pretty handy. And then you just painted it up like it's crushed. But the problem is that if this was a wreck, it would be crumpled a lot more than I can crumple this, just because of the thickness of the metal. It'll end up like failing and breaking before I could crumple it that much. Because a real car is not much thicker than this in 1-to-1 scale. It's not much thicker than this metal as it is. But they're all the original color. This is the original bright ass orange it was in. Same thing with this thing. This bright ass freaking neon cone color. But I hit them with a mallet. And the only reason I did that, they're cars I wasn't gonna build. They're too basic looking. They're too just generic vehicle. Should do a school bus one. I have several school buses to do. The short bus commandos. I actually have these little kids that come out with AKs or whatever. I got them from one of my imagination African armies, and they're really cool looking, but I don't think there's that game that has a purpose in it. Now this thing is crushed. Okay, so I believe this is the interior for one of these wrecks. I'm going to move that over there. Okay, I like this deciphering what things are. Chevy C10. What the hell is a Chevy C10? It must be this thing. Yep. All right. This is another shitty interior, so it's another one of the wrecks. All right. This is the body of one of the wrecks. What's this? This is the Ute. 2 Utes. Where's Ute? This guy's going to be grape shot. This is going to have a big pencil-mounted type gun on the back called grape shot. All right, what's this guy? This is it doesn't say. Well, that's not cool. We should be able to figure it out by deduction. All right, what's this guy here? This is Erkenstein rod. I have a feeling it's this. That's exactly what that is. Erkenstein. We're not going to be naming it that. All right, this is the interior. This is the interior of this vehicle. Okay. This looks like a little hot rod, so it might be the Morris. Oh look, it's the Morris. It's the Tosser and the Morris. Okay, and here's the Morris Minor Saloon. Yeah, this is Jeeves right here. Okay, this is the interior for this guy. And I put figures in these, but man, there's just, I don't have them. I don't have enough figures. There's not that much variety in figures. I'm actually surprised. And one of my figure manufacturers passed away. So, and his family's not continuing it. So I'm like, okay, well, what we're going to do. Here's the interior of this 68. The 68, whatever the hell it's called, El Camino. And here's the bottom of the Camino. Sweet looking car. Another one that's completely suited to this game. Here's another bottom of one of those wrecks, which I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. All right, this is really long. There's this happy face Joker. Okay, and I guess the glass comes in there. All right. This is the bottom. Jaded. Jaded is this guy here. It's got a comic book guy. That'd just be a nerd burglar vehicle. That's like the badass of the nerd burglar team. All right, this has a small, this has got to be the Ute. 2 Utes, yep. All right. Could this be the bottom of the Firebird? I thought the Firebird actually said that it was a Firebird. Let's see if that fits on it. Sure as hell does. I thought it said Firebird. This is beautiful. That's another good looking Gaslands vehicle. You got another set of wheels here. Who knows what the hell they go to? Oh, it's got to be this guy. Okay, well then where's the other set? What the hell is this to go to? Oh, it's the inside of this one. Like it's got yellow, okay? And then what's this one? This is the inside of the Firebird. Okay. I wonder what that junk vehicle is. It'd be fun to do that junk vehicle along with, yeah, see, I'm looking at all these. I'm like, yep, these all look good to do. I need some rednecks on the back of this truck. And I'm missing a set of wheels for this guy. So you're automatically getting put to the bottom of the queue. And they're somewhere. They're just not right here. And this whole thing, I couldn't take this thing apart. It's metal on metal. You know, you've got a metal peg. The whole bottom's metal. The whole top is metal. And it just wasn't budging. So I'm going to seal. This is going to have like armor plates or something around here so we can seal the cab. Mean Green Racing Team, and it's hardly visible. Like a little S10 or something. It's a Hot Wheels from 1982. And on the back, we got a piece of rope here. We got some flippers. We got some flippers here. And a scuba tank or something like that. Which has nothing to do with the outside of this vehicle. Why does this thing not like to sit level? Something queer is afoot. Anyhow, gonna do this guy. I believe this has a ridiculous colored window. I believe it's this orange ass thing. And believe it or not, this is actually salvageable with some washes on it. But it doesn't really add anything to it. Like I'm fine just getting by without it. Got a Mercedes truck and a gas tanker combo. The truck, I'm going to attempt to wreck it. The tanker unit's going to be part of the fortification, Mad Max style. A pound of an eBay auction. You got it for a pound, huh? They do have helicopters. Yeah, they do have helicopters. I think we're going to forego any windows on this thing. We're going to forego any windows. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is let's just get rid of that. Let's bring the metal in here, and we're going to add that to this. There's like another engine back here. There's some tanks. All this stuff was like super bright ass chrome. That's just not going to fly. The front of this looks interesting, like it's winking at you. Like you got one light here and one that's got like a cover on it. All right, I got to take a leak. I'll be right back in a moment. Well, speaking of tankers, due to the recent events that have happened here in the United States, I feel like I should make my first rig an Indian rig. And it's funny because if there's any kind of, and I've said this before, if there's any group of people that I see the demographics on a daily basis as truck drivers, and in over 30 years of dealing with truck drivers, I don't think I've had a single Indian driver come in to our place. Maybe they just don't haul concrete. It could be that. But get World War II vehicles from Battlefront and make them Gasland vehicles. I don't know. That's a bit sacrilegious. Like, there's a tank in it. In the rule book, if you look at the rule book, there's actually like a tank. There's like a game called Tank Commander where everybody gets one tank. Lame. Lame. We have other games that do that. But let me show you the tank that they have pictured in here. Come on. I don't need to buy any more tanks. I have plenty. I've got probably, I don't know, 100 vehicles to do. We're just taking a break from that. The reality is I can paint these. I can make them significantly different from each other. And we can play with them relatively easy. I can't play a World War II game and it be generic-ish. It's just not in me. Tank Commander. Okay? So this is that RE. I have one of them. Panzer IV. And whoever put it on there, it's facing the wrong fucking way. Like, that's the back of the tank, not the front. Like, now, it could just be a tank that's, shooting behind it, but that's awfully suspect. Yeah, it's a Panzer IV F2. Each player is given a preferred sponsored team containing 2 tanks only. Each tank is armed with a 125mm cannon, which begins the game front-mounted only. So why does it have a turret? Just gives you ideas. There's a lot of really good stuff in here, and I would just like modify it as well. Like, we're experienced gamers. It's not like this is our first game ever playing. Rip those training wheels off. Plastic cross-stitch canvas for windows. So here's the problem with using the canvas, the stuff, and I have some. The tolerance on these vehicles is really tight. Meaning if you try to put one on there, and I've been able to do it on one, but it's been a fight. There's just not enough space in there to do it. And I did it on, I think Yellow Bastard might be the only vehicle that I've done it on. And it looks good, but it looks a little too, like, ramshackle. Like, this thing's not going to hold up a whole race. But the big problem is the fit. You go and you put that on here, and there's just nowhere for it to go. Like, it crumpled. I spent a long time trying to get that thing to fit on Yellow Bastard. A long time to get it to fit. Then I got really discouraged by it. I'm like, all right, well, I don't have to put it on there. There might be another video. Oh, the Hippie-Ki-Yay also has it. Hippie-Ki-Yay and Yellow Bastard have the nets. Well, these other, they're just basic. These guys have bulletproof glass and shit like that. The big reason to have stuff like that on it is to kind of obscure what's going on in the cabin. And it's not because I don't want to paint the stuff in the cabin. Okay, this is fucked up. I don't know what the hell this particular vehicle is called. What is it? Erikenstein rod. Look at this. I gotta change this. Look at what's on the seat, molded on the seat. So you got the engine up here. You got the engine. You got like this fan with some nitrous oxide little bottles. And on the seat, We have like a half-eaten pizza. We have a half-eaten pizza on top, with a pizza on top of the pizza box. It's like missing a slice. And I'll be damned if that's not a fucking rat on the seat. Why would you put a rat on the seat of a... I mean, the interior of these vehicles have a lot of stuff going on. Like, a rat? Really? So, we're not even gonna... I'm not gonna bother removing that. It's not really visible. You know. There's all kinds of surprises inside here. This one's completely done. All we're going to do to this is we're going to add some black lining to it, and that's it. It's going to have a rocket launcher on it. I don't know if I'm actually going to glue the rocket launcher, or we'll just leave it. It could just be in that little thing. You know, I could this is the rocket launcher I was thinking about doing. Front. Oh, it's upside down. You know, I don't think I'm going to glue it on there. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Obviously, we'll weather it. So, okay. Back to, not Lead Belcher, Iron Warriors, the color we want. Iron Warriors. You've no idea how many World War II vehicles I have. Like the last bunch I picked up was like 40, and then I'm just like, I just want to do something different. We're doing something different. I'm just like, the effort that I have to put forward to run my World War II games is just not, it's not going to work with my workload at work. It's too much. It's too much right now. So paint the rat. It's in the driver's seat. Oh, fuck me. Oh, good. There's not much paint in there. Whew. Okay, that's going to be metallic. This huge engine. I might paint them. It's a fucking pizza. It's like a small pizza. You know, there's supposed to be 1/64th scale. These things are all over the place. This is not 1/64th scale. That's not a 1/64th pizza. Maybe it's a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. I remember when those things came out, they were damn good. And then everybody started cutting every damn corner on the planet. Okay, we have a kick plate here. I believe that's visible. It is, so that's going to be metal as well. Kick plate, whatever this bottom plate here. This thing's going to be the most industrial looking vehicle I have. I just can't get into like switching out the tires. The tires is a pain in the butt to switch them out. Speaking of tires, let's go ahead and glue these jokers shut. Don't want no uppity tires. I may paint the rat. Rat bastard. Well, can't have too many bastard vehicles. You know, then you call this rat bastard, and then it's, you know, it takes away from the bastardness of the yellow one. A lazy person would just leave it black. Uh-oh. We having fit issues? Well, it'd be smart if I put it in the right way. Jeez. There we go. Oh, this thing's gonna have dirt all over it. It's got no fenders on the back. All right. Is it a truck or a car? Hell, it could be a buggy. It's all roll cage. It's just too big to be a buggy. It's too bulky. See what weapons we got. I haven't built enough flamethrower vehicles. I think flamethrower vehicles are not very useful. Their range is just pitiful. You know, by the time you finally make it out of the pack, let me go do one thing. I do have one more ram. This is not the one for the wambulance, so. You know, the problem with this is the front of this is cool. I could put a back ram though. That may not be bad. I may not be bad. All right, so if I add a ram, that way we don't have one vehicle with a back ram. The Pimp Python has a back ram. Let's get our little. If we make this thing a truck, that means we can have a ram on it. A truck is 15 points and it's got 3 build slots. A ram is going to cost 4 and use up 1 build slot. That leaves 2 weapons on it. Now, Pimped Python Pimped Python has a rear ram, and I believe it has 2 machine guns. Heavy machine gun to the front, only 1. But it has that Hell for Leather perk. And it's a car. All right, so that's not exactly the same. All right, I don't want it too different. So if we put a back ram on this thing, you'd have to go for me. My mind will think there's still Matchbox vehicles. Yeah, I guess because Matchbox has a lot of really similar wheels. That's true. So you put a back ram on it. I don't want to cover the front. The front looks cool. The front looks really, really neat. And it's got some headlamps. I want to paint the headlamps. So we put a back ram on this thing. Okay, that's going to leave us 2 build slots. Now, I'd like to keep this in 27-point vehicle category. So what does that leave me with? 15 and 4 is 19 minus 27. 27, 19, that's 8 points. All right, let's look at the perks. This thing looks like a vehicle that should have like a perk. So I can put a couple of machine guns on it. And then a cheap perk of like 2 points. Right? 8 points for a couple of 3-point machine guns and a 2-point perk, or a pair of light machine guns and a 4-point perk or something like that. Let's see what kind of perks. If you have a perk that speaks to me, because it's been a while since I put one with a perk. And this just looks like it just deserves some kind of a personality. And there's some like bruiser type perks. So Obviously, we're not going to do a precision. Aggression. Double barrel, we already have a double barrel. We already have a boarding party. We already have a battle hammer. Terrifying lunatic. No. Grinder man. It's 5 cans. For this vehicle rolls its attack dice and a smash attack may choose to add 1 hazard token to the target vehicle for each point of damage it inflicts, instead of removing hull points. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think we'll do that on this vehicle, though. Murder tractor. This vehicle may make pile driver attacks like a war rig. I don't know what that is. We haven't played that yet. Powder keg just explodes more. Cloud pleaser. Okay, road warrior. I have a road warrior. Cover me, madman. Bullet time. All right, that's badass. What about built? During this vehicle's attack step, this vehicle may gain 2 hazard tokens to count as 1 weight class heavier, unless already heavyweight. Okay, it's a middleweight vehicle, whether it's a car or a truck. So basically, it could gain 2 hazard tokens to ram somebody and then count as a heavyweight to do extra damage. That's kind of handy. However, with a rear ram is totally defensive. A rear ram is like you put a ram on the rear, so if somebody wants to ram you from behind, they're going to take damage too, and you're not going to take any hazards from it. So, dead weight with the one thing that, like, oh man, dead weight with that one thing that the bully goat has would be brutal. Because the bully goat gets to add a dice for every hazard token it has. That would be nasty. I need to make a vehicle that's like that. Battle hammer. So when making a smash attack, this vehicle gains an attack dice for each hazard token it has. If it was battle hammer and dead weight, it could gain 2 hazard tokens and now count as a heavyweight vehicle. Oh, and have a ram on it. Just bully goat is nasty enough as it is. At least in the beginning part of the game. Bruiser. In a collision involving this vehicle, if this vehicle declares a reaction other than evade against an enemy vehicle, the enemy vehicle immediately gains a hazard token. Okay, so this costs 4 cans. That's awfully expensive for that. That just doesn't seem like a good value. But I may still give that vehicle this skill. But that's expensive. It's not technology. Reckless. See, here's a skill that's weird. It's called Drive Angry. It costs 1 point. I hate calling it a can. It costs 1 point. At the start of this vehicle's activation, this vehicle gains a hazard token. Like, why would you want to do that? And then it costs you something. And look, I mean, even if it's something that you get to pass it on to somebody else. Hog Wild during a collision and resolve during a wipeout step. So it's got to wipe out. Bigger than you. This vehicle's involved in collision, double A smash attack bonuses or penalties resulting from weight differences during that collision. Well, that could come in handy if you had this other skill Yeah. Okay, I think of all these things. I'm going to put Bruiser on it. So it's going to be Bruiser. It's 4 cans, awfully expensive. See, dead weight, you get to count as a heavier vehicle, but it's only during its attack step, which basically means if it has a rear ram, if somebody rams into them, that's not its attack step, which it means it wouldn't get to gain that. Bruiser. All right, Bruiser, 4 points. Bruiser, 4 points, and then we're going to have to do 2 small machine guns that are 2 points each. All right, so we're looking for 2 small machine guns. That's why we did all this. So we could use these, even though they look kind of like double machine guns. They're just a small caliber. A bank truck. I already have one, man. I already have one. Goldilocks. Isn't that what it's called? No. Hold on a second. I got something here. I forget what it's called. Not Pinch a Penny. That's the next one I'm gonna have. I'm waiting for my grabber. I'm gonna have 2. Gold Digger. Gold Digger. Gold Digger is a bank truck. Gold Digger is a bank truck. Again, 2 machine guns. It'd be perfect to put the 2 AKs up here. I could just do that. I mean, we have these weapons to use them. It's kind of a lame to use them back to back, but I still have another set of them. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that and the rear ram on it. The rear ram that looks like so. All right, put everything back in the box. When my parts come in, we're going to have to sort everything by what they are because there's a lot of parts coming in. I hope they don't suck. We'll do an unboxing with them. Should be here late next week. We've already been mailed. Hey, there's no mail holidays coming up. Amazing. It's rare that you order something, there's not a damn mail holiday. It's slowing everything down. No, not these. And then this is actually a little ledge for this to sit on, so that'll help grab it also. I don't mind sealing this thing up, but if we're going to paint that rat bastard that's on the seat, I guess we need to. I don't know what color to make this thing. I haven't decided yet. You know what? I may just do it black. I don't have very many black vehicles. Actually sounds pretty good. All right, well let's paint the seats. Burgundy. Burgundy's a good color. Paint the rat in the pizza box and a fucking pizza there. It's got pepperoni on it. It ain't a pizza if it doesn't have pepperoni. All right. All right, so let's find a color that we want to use a base for. What the hell are my glasses? My glasses. This right here. Cavalry brown. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it black. I don't have very many black vehicles. I may only have one. And it's going to be super dusty looking. And that, a little bit of black. I didn't finish my coffee. Shame on me. You saved the A4 size multi-part box just for bits and bobs. Gubbins, I call them. Sounds like something that a goblin would collect. Goblins Gubbins. A4. I don't know what those sizes are. A4, is that like a 8.5 by 11? A4 size? I got a lot of parts coming. We're on a tear though. We're on a bloody tear. Cavalry brown. We don't have rats here. We have field mice. I mean, I guess there's rats out, but the problem with a rat is its freaking tail is ugly looking. Oh, not dark enough. And there are some perks that fall into horror. I'm not going to have any supernatural shit. I don't like aliens. I don't like supernatural shit. But that doesn't mean there aren't some creepy fucks that are driving around. I got that Nosferatu guy. That we're going to build his vehicle. We'll allow him to have maybe some of the horror perks. All right. Now let's bring this up a step. Oh man, this core color of this is really bright. That's a bit much. I'm painting a lot more detail. It's even going to be visible here. We had a massive clear out of really old gaming stuff, old PCs, monitors next to go after. I gut them for gubbins. You ever had a problem with like an old part from like a PC like leaking something and like contaminating something like a battery or something like that? I guess a battery probably wouldn't be a resistor or something. Resistor, transistor, something like that. And let's go back to this and add make it ever so slightly lighter. All right, we got a pizza box there on the bottom. It's a pizza box color. This is more like the dough of the pizza. Oh, this is an army painter color. Well, be prepared to act weird. Oh, I think this is the Iraqi sand, is it? Yeah. We need a little drop of white over here. All this effort, and nobody's going to know except you and me. Speaking of rats, remember those old models they had in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, that rat fink stuff? Some of those would be really good Gasland vehicles. I mean, obviously not really big like that, but rat fink. Actually picked up one of them. It was like a monster or something. I don't remember what it's called. I was going to use it in a diorama with some 1/35th scale Germans. Like they created some monster, and he was like some. I forget which one it is exactly. But having something like that as a model is pretty lame because all it is just this hollow thing that just goes together in two parts. Like that's not exactly building a model, gluing two things together. Never did anything with it. It wasn't a car. It was like an actual like monster or something. Bugs Bunny looking creature or something like that. All right, what color is pepperoni? It's bloody freaking red. Just a drop of red here. Not a pizza if it doesn't have pepperoni on it. You like pineapple on pizza? Is it gonna have pepperoni? And the good pepperoni, not like the one that smells like vomit. Yeah, it looks like a pizza. Pizza, pizza. What flavored crust should the pizza have? How to take things too far. I need a drop of this chocolate brown. No, the Matchbox set you bought had battery leakage, and then it needs cleaning. Yeah, it's funny. You'll have something, and you're like, "Oh man, I forgot to pull the batteries out," and then it's fine. And sometimes pull the batteries out, and it's all like corroded. Like you don't want that all over your models. Okay, this is going to be the crust color. Slightly different. A fucking pizza. Nothing great. I'm gonna mix my own gray for this damn rat. Like a mole. But a rat. Why is this sticky? Oh, there must have been some super glue still on it. It's fine. Send it someplace not even visible. And the creepiest thing about a rat is fucking tail. Old Rose. Some powder smelling bitch. Oh, here comes Old Rose again. We're walking. It doesn't look half bad. Problem is you're not going to see any of it. Well, it is what it is. Hold on, folks. I'll be right back. All right, folks, we're gonna call this one this session done, and I'm gonna head out. I'll be back later, and we'll finish this little guy when we do come back. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.